So tonight we are talking about social media. Specifically, we're talking about Facebook and how you can use Facebook to work your direct sales business. I want to first start by talking about relationships. So it is super, super important today, especially, that in our society we build relationships with people. Working your business on social media is just as much work as working your business in any other fashion. It is going to take work, it is going to take time, it is going to take effort, and it is going to take consistency. You have to do all those things to get the success. But on social media, because it's so faceless, you also have to spend time culturing and building relationships with people in your lives. So that's such an important aspect of this. It's something that you just absolutely can't forget. So the caring of people, the taking interest in their lives, and all of that kind of stuff is so important as we talk about the different things we're going to talk about in the next little bit. Okay, so knowing that your customers need to feel that you are there for them, that you're not just looking for their money to buy your product. I see all the time on social media other friends I have in direct sales business who really don't spend time culturing those relationships. I had a friend request the other day from somebody I haven't heard from in years, and I was so excited to make a connection with this person again, only to realize she's only connecting with me because she's selling makeup and she wants me to buy some. I sent her a message when she sent me a friend request asking how she was, where she was in her life, where she was working now, and what I got back was, do you want to purchase some eyeshadow type deal? So it was really disappointing to me, and it meant that she really didn't want to connect with me on Facebook to be my friend and to culture, bring back that friendship. She really was looking at me as somebody who could purchase her product. But I'm not willing to do that unless I have a relationship with someone. So that's the kind of thing you want to keep in mind when you're out there seeking people to connect with. You've got to have that relationship first, or they're not going to trust you and want to spend money with you because they're just going to feel like that's all you're after. Keep that in mind as you do everything. All right, looking at my notes to make sure I don't forget anything. So, how can you build a relationship with people on Facebook? First of all, be authentic. Ask how they are. Answer those kinds of questions if they're asked of you. Take an interest in their lives. I have started doing something new where I friend request people that especially come into my VIP page because I want to know about their lives. I want to know how many kids they have. I want to know if they have a dog. I want to know if they've celebrated a birthday, a graduation, if there's been, some kind of devastation in their family, maybe somebody passed away, whatever it is. I want to know those things so that I can send prayers, send hugs, send happy birthdays, all that good stuff. I want to celebrate life with them in every way life occurs. So commenting on their Facebook posts requires me to be a friend with them. Otherwise, I am a stalker because they'll be like, this person doesn't even know me. So I send them a friend request. It's up to them if they want to accept it or not. And I'm okay if they don't. I realize some people have very strict rules about who they allow to be friends with them on Facebook. I'm just doing it from the aspect of getting to know them from the business side. So I can totally understand that. It's not a big deal. If they don't choose to be friends with me on Facebook, then I culture a relationship just in my VIP group. If they comment, I post a reply to their comments. I thank them for what they do. I just make sure that I take time to build that relationship. One of the things that I try to do weekly in my VIP group is ask questions about them, their lives, nothing to do with product. Sometimes this comes about through a holiday. We have all these fun, silly holidays now. So the other day was National Pet Parent Day. So I posted a picture of our dog when he was a puppy, and I asked them to do the same, to share the pictures of their pets that make them pet parents. Stuff like that really does bring the group together. It definitely is something that engages a lot of people. They share photos, they share stories, people comment on other people's stuff, and it really helps bring us together as a group of friends and a family as opposed to just a group of people that really like a product. Recognize milestones with people. Send them handmade cards. Send them a small gift. Recently, I had a customer who found out she was having twins after years of infertility. When I dropped her off a catalog, I made sure I put in something extra for her because That's super exciting. So I knew she was having a boy and a girl, so I included some simple rhinestones that were past products, and I made sure I had a pack of pink and a pack of blue. So I just threw those in with their catalog and a little handmade card that says, congratulations, I'm really excited for your news. I hope these, add some extra fun to your baby scrapbooks. And that was it. But it just let her know that I'm thinking of her, I appreciate her, and I'm celebrating life with her. So those small things are so very important. And sometimes they require you to actually think them through. And don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to schedule your meaningful time with people. We're all so busy. It's so easy to just, think, oh yeah, I got a customer. I saw her thing. I should really comment on that, but I've got to do these other things. And then we forget. So one thing that I have done is I schedule it. Once a week, I will write in my planner or my calendar or wherever it is, I will say, I am going to comment on 5 people's Facebook posts today. And as I do it, I put a check mark beside it until I've got 5 check marks. So that I know I have taken the time to recognize and build a relationship with 5 different people. I do the same with, appreciation gifts. If I'm concerned that I'm not going to remember to get them out, and I think I'm a fairly good example of a really busy person, full-time job, close to my heart, family, all that kind of stuff. I put it down in my planner again. I say I want to send out 5 handmade cards, and I look for opportunities throughout the month, add a tick if I've done it, and if not, I know at the end of the month I've got to do 5 cards, and I find a reason. I go back through people's Facebook posts and I find a reason to appreciate 5 people in my life. So all of those things go into building a relationship. My customers, when I do reach out to them for things, are not going to think I'm just here for those things. They're going to know that I actually do care. And it's not a think. I want them to know I do care, but I want them to think of that first, not after, if that makes sense. Okay, so tonight we're just talking about Facebook. The reason I've chosen Facebook as our first topic of social media is because a lot of things really start here and jump off from here. We are all on Facebook. That's proven by the fact that right now, this video is recording in Facebook Live. So obviously it's a good platform. It is one of the biggest social media platforms. Others are growing by leaps and bounds, but Facebook tends to be fairly consistent and large and has a very wide reach. So certainly starting and focusing on Facebook to begin with as you grow your social media business is a smart way to do it. So I already said it once, I'm going to say it again, consistency. The one thing, if you are taking notes, you want to write down is consistency and underline it. Whatever you choose to do on Facebook, you really have to work at being consistent. And again, for a lot of us, that means we're probably going to have to schedule and write things down and use some kind of support tool. So for example, SendShare is something that I really believe strongly in. Hootsuite is another thing. They allow you to schedule your posts to Facebook and other social media. That's important for me because I am busy. And if I am going to be consistent, I have to do a bunch of stuff all at once and then make sure I schedule it so I don't have to think about it. Because I can guarantee if I think that's okay, I'll just do this, every night at 9 p.m., I'm not going to remember. One night I'm going to be tired. I'm not going to get back out of bed. So you have to really think that through to make sure what's the best thing for you. My SendShare may cost me a small fee every month or cost me a small fee every year, but that is excellent money invested if it's going to save me so many evenings and nights and weekends. And it's going to mean that my business is going to grow because I'm consistent. Money well spent. So in that way, you're being smarter, not working harder. The other great thing about Facebook is you can start at any time. So some of you heard these tips at Spring Up. Some of you are hearing these for the first time. You maybe haven't started this yet. Now's your time. I'm going to challenge you to do that. So hopefully after this, we're all getting out there. So let's talk about the first part of Facebook. Everybody has a personal page. That needs to remain your personal page. So it is not a spot to work your business. Your personal page is not a spot to seek out, people to buy product. You really should be posting very little on your personal page about your business. First of all, it breaks the rules, and I think most people are fairly familiar with that. But otherwise, you're just kind of persisting that culture of we're out to get your sales. People have a very negative image of direct sales. They have a very negative image of anything that's not like a brick and mortar store. Online stuff is not even fully trusted by a lot of people yet. And it doesn't help when we, are just salesy online. It makes it worse. So occasionally you can post on your personal page, and occasionally as in maybe something once a month, but you want to be really careful about what you say. You don't want to put something in their face about buy this now. But you might want to do something about, for example, a video on why your memories are important and why people should get those photos off their computers, or something that's more general that kind of graduates to a bigger audience. And then invite them into your VIP page if they're interested. Have them post in the comments if they want in. That way you're not salesy and in their face. You're just talking about a general thing that probably everybody struggles with. And then you're inviting them into a place where occasionally, not always, not every day, but they're going to be introduced to product. Your business stuff though, let's talk about a business page. So the first thing you need, number one, is a Facebook business page, otherwise known as a fan page. So fan pages, business page, interchangeable. So a Facebook fan page is really the place where you can promote your business. It has a bunch of different features you can use to do that. And you're allowed here to post about your business. You can do events, you can add widgets through, I had the name the other day, but now I've lost it again. So I've added widgets like join my team, shop with me. You can have a shop on there. Like there's so many things you could do on your Facebook fan page. So having one of those is really important. It's also important because it's searchable. So if people go on Google, you guys can test this out right now, type in Bray Montgomery. One of the things hopefully that should come up is my fan page because it is searchable in Google. So you can see then everything that I've got on my fan page, whatever I'm sharing with my followers, whatever events I have coming up. You can see my branding hopefully, and it should be very evident what I do, who I am, and what I stand for. So to get started on one of those, if you've never set up a fan page, it's very, very simple. You, on your computer, so, it's not as simple on your mobile device, I will be honest. You really are best to actually sit on a computer to create this. But on your computer, you go to the left, you've got a bar on the left of your screen with all of your groups and stuff. Scroll to the very bottom, and it says something about creating a business page or a group. In this case, you want a business page. You click that, and you literally follow the steps. That's it. And then you set it up and you build it from there. Don't feel like you have to have everything perfect. You will slowly build it and it will be okay. When you go to invite people to your business page though, here is one thing that I will caution you. And this goes for any Facebook page or group. Do not mass invite people. They hate that. I hate that. I know I hate that as a consumer when people just mass invite me, assume I want to be part of their page. Now, sometimes if it's a really good friend, that's not a big deal. But if it's the case of the lady who reached out to me after a decade, but only wanted me because she wants me as a customer, I'm going to be kind of turned off. So it's all about that relationship again. Make sure you're sending people private messages. Ask them if you would like them to be invited to your business page. Include a link to your business page. Don't just send them invites and assume people are going to answer that. For the most part, I think people either ignore it or they delete it because that's not how people connect. So don't do it because I don't think it's going to help you grow. To help yourself grow, take the time, private message people, post it on your personal page that you've started this, let them get there on their own without you putting it on them. I hope that covers a business page. All right, let me make sure I got all my points. I didn't mention it was free, but it is. Algorithms. So let's talk a little bit about the algorithms on a business page. They're not something most of the average people are going to ever understand. We know things that have pictures get posted and seen by more people. We know things that have video and pages that have live video get posted and seen more than anything else. So those are the kind of things that you do want to keep in mind, because obviously if you're going live on your fan page and you have 1,000 followers, all 1,000 have a better chance of seeing it than if you post a picture where maybe 150 people see your picture and read your comments. Facebook is funny that way. It really only pushes it to certain people. And it also sometimes comes down to what you say. So if in your Facebook post you use the word sale or buy this now or limited time, you can be sure that your reach is going to be teeny tiny for that post. And on a business page, one of the great things about it is you'll see your post, and underneath, after a few minutes, half hour or so, you'll start to see insights. So it will show you a little bar, colored bar. I think it's like a yellowy orange, and it tells you how many people your post has reached. And if you look at your posts, the ones where your language is more product-based are the ones that people see less. The videos, people see more. The lives, people see more. So really pay attention to that kind of stuff, because it'll help you kind of zone in on what Facebook is letting people see from your page to make sure you get the best reach. And then you just post more of that. Similar things. And that's how you really reach your customers and your followers and gain new ones. And really, the goal is to gain new followers. You can pay for ads on a business page. I will caution against that at the beginning, just because I think you really have to pay attention to your insights for a while before you even know what's going to do well. Things that do well on your insights are often the things you want to promote as an ad, but at the same time, you want to make sure that post stands up as an ad as well as good in the insights. So that's a hard thing to balance. So for the most part, don't even bother with the ads until you're really comfortable and really sure that that's what you want to do, because they do cost you money. You can make it simple. Facebook's ads are very simple to follow. You can say you want to spend $5 a week over 1 week, and that's all it'll charge you, and it'll push your ad based on what you want to pay and who you want to reach. And it'll decide how many times they see it based on that. So $5, you might not get too much out of it, but at least it's a safe bet with the amount of money. If you want to spend more, you can increase that and all that kind of stuff. So things to keep in mind. On your Facebook business page, the key point here is how often and when should you post. Pretty much across the board with social media, you should post in the evening. Between 7 and 9 are your key times, regardless of what social media you're on. Most people check their Facebook and stuff in the evenings. The mornings are getting ready for work. During the day, they're at work. Then they come home and they've got family and kids and dinner. So not until all of that is over do they actually connect with what's going on in the rest of the world via their computer or mobile device. You should also post 3 to 5 times a week in your business page, and make sure you go live. Going live is so important. People connect with that, and I think video is going to be the next big thing that kind of takes over when it comes to how to work your business. All right, so what's the other way to work your business on Facebook? And hopefully you've heard me talk about this before. VIP page. This is one of the best things I did for my business probably this year. It probably is the best thing. It is a private, secret, closed group, which one you want to pick. And it is only for your customers. It's up to you if you want to only allow purchasing customers in, but honestly, they may not become purchasing customers unless you let them in. But you don't want to let in other consultants. So you really have to be careful with that, and you have to make sure if somebody signs up, you do remove them from your VIP group, because this is supposed to be a place that you can feel that you can post without competition, without somebody, connecting with your customers. You can post in a VIP page without concern about Big Brother watching you and saying, oh, you can't do that or you can't do that. It's your VIP page. It's just you. It's just you and your customers. And honestly, you can do whatever you want because nobody's going to know. Certainly you should do it with ethics. I'm not saying it's the Wild West, but if you want to give people a sneak peek of product, and usually we're not allowed, the VIP page is your place to do so. I did that in mine, and it generated some really good excitement. I didn't do too much because I didn't want to kill the excitement for after May 1st for my launch, but I certainly gave them extra sneak peeks as opposed to the little, shot, close-up macro shot of things that other people were able to deliver in a more public forum. So a VIP page is a group. It's not an actual page. So that's something to keep in mind. And like I said, you do want to make it secret or closed. And again, you want to private message people to invite them to your page. Send them the link, let them choose, or if they say add me, then add them, but do not add people to your group without permission. It is the quickest way to turn people off, 100%. Certainly, sometimes what happens, here's the stories about the worst of the worst. I had somebody try to add me to a Facebook group for 31. And I will tell you the company because it really turned me off almost the whole company, even though I will still buy the product. I definitely choose very closely who I'll buy the product from. The person added me to the group. I took myself out because I have a lot of friends at Sell 31. They added me to the group again within a half hour because clearly what they were doing is going down their friends list and just adding everybody. Because I wasn't a member anymore, they probably didn't even realize, and they added me again. I took myself out again. I got added a third time. At that point, I thought this is ridiculous. I messaged her and I said, please do not add me. I'm not interested. You don't live close to me. I have a ton of friends at Sell 31, and I absolutely can't be part of any more groups. So I was nice about it, and I said, I've been added a couple times, I've taken myself out again, but if you could just not re-add me, I would really appreciate it. Literally 10 minutes later, I was re-added to the group. I had to unfriend the person to have them stop adding me to that group. That is awful. That is an awful experience. That is an awful experience for a customer, and it really did not just color that person, it colored the company. It painted that with a brush that wasn't very favorable. And 31 has some very strict rules about being able to post outside of groups. So groups are very important to that business, but your relationships and how people view your company is even more important. So making sure that we're not turning people away from our companies is really vital. So don't do that. Don't do what that person did. So private message and send a link to your VIP page to the people you want in. This may take some time. It literally, I had to message. I copy and pasted. Don't get me wrong. I didn't type up a new invitation to every single person, but I did add in a salutation, and I did about 10 people a night, and I still find people in my friends list every so often that I think, oh my gosh, I don't think I ever invited them to my VIP group. And then I send them a message and ask if they want to be part. Every so often, if I do the occasional post to my personal page, I will mention that I have a VIP page and invite people to let me know if they're interested. I will cross promote my VIP page on other places, other social media sites, as well as on my Facebook business page to invite them to my VIP page. So there's a lot of ways to get at it, but certainly it is not by adding people without their permission. All right, I think you got it. In your VIP page, you want to try to post daily. So again, that can be really tough unless you're using a tool that helps you do that. Or if you're home, like honestly, if you're home during the day, maybe the kids are at school, you might have that flexibility that you can make sure you go on every day at a set time and do it, and that's great. But if not, seek something that will help you do it. Use a variety of post types. So this is something I might touch on a little bit today, depending on the time. If not, it'll be a different training later on. But Google it and find out about post types. There are engagement posts. There are memes, and there are informative posts. You want to change it up all the time so that you're getting a lot of good interaction from your followers in your VIP page. They see in your VIP page everything you post. So part of the beauty of a VIP page is there's no algorithms. They're part of your page. As long as they're interacting, they're seeing everything, 100%. So engagement posts, for example, are important because once they engage, Facebook says, oh yeah, they like this page, and they make sure they see everything in their timeline. And really, for the most part, we don't go into a group to seek it out. The group needs to appear in our timeline for us to actually take some interest in it. So engagement posts are important for that reason. So are motivational quotes. People really, they seem to appreciate that. They really like motivational quotes. So they might just hit the like button, but they are engaging with that post. So other things to keep in mind are making them feel like they're VIPs. Coming into this group should be different than your business page. So what can you do differently in there to make them feel special? You can share content between both pages, so your business page and your VIP group. Often I'll have the same thing published to both spots, but then I make sure I have more published to my VIP page. So whereas on my business page, I post 3 times a week, my VIP group gets something every day, and I will do special things just for them. I will share sneak peeks, I will share projects, I will go live, that kind of stuff, because they are my VIPs. They're important. The other thing is to go live weekly. So this is something I have to work on. It does take some time. It does not need to be long though, so keep that in mind. Less than 5 minutes is optimal for a lot of live videos, especially for what we do. So I can go live. I usually try to give them a heads up. I can show them a card, a quick technique, something I made, how I organize my craft room, whatever it is. If I unbox a box of new product, which right now that seems to be, happening all the time, that is something I can share with my VIPs. People love unboxing videos. If you go on YouTube, you'll find Kinder eggs being opened and all sorts of weird stuff that people watch. They like to watch boxes being opened. They like to see what's inside. It's strange, but it's true. You can also check your stats after in a live video. So the nice part of a live video is it publishes, and you should publish it. Make sure that feature is set in your Facebook Lives. When at the end, it gives you some options, because then it lives on the page, and those who couldn't watch it live will watch it later. And that's important, because then you can see how many people watched it. And if you have 150 people in your VIP group and you see that 136 watch it, you're getting some really great interaction from your videos. So it's something you want to keep doing. So that is VIP pages. Personal pages we talked about. I think we covered it all. So let's talk a little bit about post types. I'm just going to turn to my slide on that. Okay, so different post types. This is going to be really quick. Not super in-depth, but here are some ideas and some post type categories. Cross promotion. For example, I have a VIP page. I post an image on my Facebook business page saying, interested in my VIP page, and I maybe have a really engaging image, or I share something that's like, like a live. I'm going live tonight in my VIP group, and if you want to join in and learn this technique, you need to be part. Something that's going to cross promote another avenue that you have. If you have other social media or a blog, you can use those for cross promotion as well, or you can cross promote those in your VIP group. Share your other things, your blog, your business page, all that kind of stuff. You want people to be connected with you in as many ways as you offer, because that's just how it rolls. Engagement posts we talked about. So an engagement post is anything that's going to get them to engage, to answer what you're saying. So it could be something like the National Pet Parent Day I spoke about earlier. You could post, what was the one? Oh, this is a good one I've seen lately. You could post, Google your dog's name and post the first picture that comes up in the images. And then I would have to guess the dog's name. So that's a really good engagement post. People like games like that. But here's the thing. Don't do that one, because I've seen a lot of people do that. You want to stand out. So take something like that idea, and do it with their firstborn child. Do it with their middle name. Think of something different, the street they live on. Have them Google those things and look for images, because then you're not doing what everybody else is doing. Because if they're in your group, they're probably in a 31 group and a unique group and a whole bunch of other groups. And if you're doing it, they're seeing it and they're doing it, and you want to stand out from the crowd. So don't ever just copy what you see, even if it's popular and it's tempting. Change it a little bit so that it works just for us. Humor. So that's where memes and comics come in. Motivational quotes. a giving back post type. So you could talk about Operation Smile and link to the donation page, or link to our websites and our OBAs where we have the t-shirts. Right now, Monica and one of the consultants, the lady who raised the most last year, Katie Taylor, are in Lima, Peru. You could connect people to their journey so they could see it, or you could share posts to your VIP group so they can see the journey there and find out a little bit about Operation Smile. I think the next few days you will, well, you won't, but my VIPs will see that. Business promotion. Obviously, at some point you are going to share something about your business. You don't want to do it too much, but you know, obviously it's going to come. So this month with Close to My Heart, it's the Live Beautifully campaign. I'm going to share that at some point. I'm going to share a live video on projects using that kind of stuff. Family fun, especially if it has to do with our product, and you can do it in kind of a low-key way. Lifestyle posts. All of those things. Think of different ways that you can post different things. And literally for post types for me, when I am searching for something and I'm struggling, I Google it and I read things until an idea triggers in my mind and I'm like, perfect, I'm going with that. It's as simple as that. Creating images. I'm going to talk really quickly about that because that's the other thing. Don't copy and paste people's images. It comes back to the standing out in a crowd. People are part of different groups. If you are using the exact same image they saw on a unique page and a 31 page and all those other pages, you're not standing out from anything. Make your own images. Canva, PicMonkey, free, easy to use. Do it. Take the time. Block out that time in your calendar to get in there. Create your images. They can be based on other images. You can see an idea that works for you and just make it your own. But you have got to have your content be original. The same comes from the corporate images. As much as you can utilize parts of them, you want to make it your own in some way so that you stand out from everybody else. And you do see it. Every consultant, for the most part, shares the exact same image every month for whatever the promotional image is. And maybe we get 2 or 3 choices, but then you just see those 2 or 3 choices float around. Maybe they've added their own, watermark, but that's it. That's not enough. You're not standing out from anything with that. Create your own image, take your own photos, make it your own. Do it. It's so worth it. All right, so I think that covers everything. Like I said, if you have questions, post it in the comments, message me, however you want to get a hold of me. I encourage you all to leave this call and start on something. Whatever aspect of tonight's call stood out for you. If you thought, oh yes, I need a business page. I haven't done any Facebook stuff for my business. Go there, do that. If it's a VIP page you want to try, go there and do that. Just do something, take some step, images, post types, whatever it is. Maybe share it back on our team page. Get out there, get creating, and get posting on Facebook.